Perfect. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to the morning version of the stretch break. My name is Jazzy, health and specialist with Access Autodesk, and we'll go ahead and get started. So if you have anything in particular today that is bothering you, or you'd like some focus while we're stretching, feel free to drop that in the chat. But otherwise, we'll go ahead and we're gonna get started today, sitting on the ground. If no one has anything to add here.
Hip fuckers.
Quads, calves, and chest. Perfect. We can definitely do all of those. So let's go ahead and start off then. We'll do some of the quad stuff first. Gonna be on the ground and hip flexors too. Okay, perfect. We're gonna do some shin box first. So let's go ahead and make our way to the ground. And we're gonna sit with one leg in front of the other. So we're gonna make a nice Z shin box here. So my left leg is out in front and my right leg is out to the side. Do this real quick. Make them better to the ground for that. And we're just gonna sit here for a second. Sometimes it might take a little bit to get comfortable. I know this side for me is really hard. My right hip doesn't really like me all the time. So we're just gonna kind of warm up here a little bit. And once we're comfortable, we're gonna go ahead and do some side stretches here. And then we're gonna do one more thing. So we're gonna really be in on this side for a little bit first, and then we'll switch over to the other side. So we're gonna start off, I'm gonna plant my left hand next to me. So my left leg is in front, so my left hand is to the side. And then I'm gonna reach overhead here. So if you want to place your elbow on the ground, you can if you need more of a stretch, but we're stretching out that side body here by doing this. So we're gonna take a nice big inhale into the chest, and then we're gonna exhale and bring our other hand to the ground, and our other hand is gonna be reaching over. So now my right hand is near my right leg, and my left hand is reaching over my head. And then we're gonna go ahead and on the next inhale, we're gonna go ahead and place our hand back over. So left hand or whatever leg is in front, that hand is on the ground, and we're reaching over our head, getting a nice side stretch here. And on the exhale, we're gonna go back, other hand on the ground, and other hand overhead. This side really might be a little bit tougher. One side might feel a little bit better. Definitely a nice side body stretch. And we're gonna go ahead and do one more. So we're gonna plant our same side arm in the front of the leg that's in the front and reaching overhead with our opposite arm. And next exhale, we're gonna plant the hand and reach on overhead. So we are switching sides here. Nice big deep breaths. And we can go ahead and return to center. Perfect. So the next thing we're going to do here is it's going to be a little tough. Okay. So we're going to be working on the internal and external rotation of our back leg. So it's going to help kind of with some hip stability here. So I'm going to angle a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our back leg and we're going to press our ankle into the ground. So you're going to press your ankle using your hip into the ground. So I'll count 1, 2, 3. And now what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze our glute and we're going to lift that ankle up off the ground as high as we can without bending forward. So we want to be nice and tall, lift that leg. Perfect. And we can set it back down. And now we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to press into the ground for a few seconds. So I'll count to 3 here. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to squeeze the glute. We're going to lift the leg up as high as we can. As you can see, my foot is not moving, and that's perfectly okay. We're going to set that back on the ground. We're going to do that one more time. So we're pressing into the ground. 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. And now we're going to do the same thing, lifting it up. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So now we can go ahead and switch over to the other side. So this is a little bit of a tougher exercise, and sitting like this can be a little bit uncomfortable, but we're just going to get comfortable here with our hips as much as we can. So this will help kind of open up the hips a little bit more. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off that side body stretch. So I'm going to take my same arm of the leg that's in front, place it on the ground, reaching overhead, stretching out that side body. Deep inhale and exhale. We're going to plant that hand on the ground of the opposite side, reaching overhead. Stretching out our back a little bit. And we're gonna go ahead and switch over to the other side. It's a nice active stretch. We're also stretching out our hips a little bit as well, a little bit inadvertently here. And we're gonna exhale and switch over. So opposite hand on the ground, reaching overhead. Inhaling nice and deep into the chest, into the belly to add a little bit to your back stretch. And let's go ahead and do one more, starting off, same arm as your front leg on the ground, reaching overhead. And we're gonna exhale and reach over to the other side. And returning to center. Now we're gonna go ahead and do that same thing with the back leg, okay? So we're gonna push the ankle into the ground and then we're gonna lift the ankle up, okay? So start pushing into the ground. So going 1, 2, 3. And same thing, you guys, lifting that leg as high up as you can while staying nice and straight. So you might notice that this leg might be a little easier or harder than the last leg, totally normal. And now we're gonna do the same thing, okay? So we're pushing into the ground, 1, 2, 3, and we're lifting 1, 2, 3. Awesome job, everyone. Last one here, pushing into the ground, 1, 2, 3, and lifting it up, 1, 2, 3. Awesome job, you guys. I know that one's a little bit tough. It's definitely not my favorite, but it's always good to do. So now we're gonna go ahead and get out of that shin box here. And we're gonna do some calf stretches here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and make our way onto our hands and our toes in a nice plank position. And then from here, we can go ahead and push up into a down dog. So our butt is in the air. And what we're going to do first is we're going to kind of do a couple pedals to kind of get our calves a little bit warmed up. So we're going to alternate between pushing one heel into the ground. So right now, all the weight is in my right foot, pushing that right heel into the ground. And now we're going to switch and push that other foot into the ground. If you need to, you can go ahead and place that other foot on top of your heel to give a little bit more of a calf stretch here. And we're going to switch over to the other side. So back to the original foot that you're on. If you need to, again, push that heel down with your other toe, you can do that. Breathing into any tightness here. We'll switch back over to the other foot. Making sure we're not forgetting to breathe. And let's go ahead and do one more on each side. So switching off to that first leg. And one more on the other leg. Awesome. So we can go ahead and from here, we're still at down dog position. We're going to walk our hands towards our feet. And we can hang out here in this forward fold for a few seconds. So go ahead and relax that head, neck, and shoulders. Kind of let everything hang here. If your hands are touching the ground, that's great. If not, that's okay too. Just getting some nice big deep breaths here. And on our exhale, we're going to go ahead and roll up into a standing position. So we can go nice and slow. One vertebra at a time. Head, neck, and shoulders, the last thing to come up. And we're going to do one last stretch here. So we're just going to stretch out our quads real quick. We're going to go ahead as we're standing. We're going to grab the ankle of one foot. We're going to bring our glute, or sorry, we're bringing the heel towards our glute here. Knee is pointing straight down. We have our balance. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and raise that hand overhead, get a nice side stretch out of this as well, opening up the front body so you can inhale into your quad, and by quad I mean your stomach, opening everything up here. Nice big deep belly breaths. And on the exhale, we can go ahead and release, and we'll move on to the other side. So grabbing that ankle, bringing it towards the heel, towards our glute. Once we find our balance here, go ahead and reach that hand overhead if you would like. Make sure that quad is pointed down. We're taking deep belly breaths here. Keeping that pelvis tucked. And we can exhale and gently drop that foot to the ground. And that will conclude today's stretch break. Thank you all so much for coming and joining me. I hope you all feel a little bit refreshed and relaxed, ready to tackle on the rest of the afternoon. Don't forget, we do have another stretch break today at 2:30. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one. We'll do a little bit more upper body later today. And then we do have a workout Wednesday boot camp with Luis tomorrow at 12, as well as stretch break at 3 p.m. and more to come on Thursday. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We have all of our information up on our SharePoint site if you want to go check that out. And I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their morning.